Hey folks, welcome to another episode of that Gang Stalking Show. My name is Doug, and I'm a TI. I've been one since 2004. This is going to be a really short video. I see the reflection of my computer in my eyes. Not that I'm using it. This is going to be a real short video. I just watched Ella Free. If you guys don't know who Ella Free is, I believe she's a targeted individual, and she does podcasts. Her recent podcast was with a gentleman who called into the show, and he said that he was a former police officer, and he didn't go along with the program, so they targeted him. And one of the things I did not get out of watching that or listening to her podcast was, what do they call this program on the inside? I mean, outside, we hear of it as gang stalking primarily, community harassment, organized stalking, proxy stalking, and all these other terms. But I wonder, when two conspirators are getting together, how do they describe what they're about to do to somebody? Hey, he's in the program. That guy over there in the program. What do they call it? Is it the program? Do they say we're going to gang stalk him? We're going to destroy his life? How are we going to do that? We're going to do it with blank. Whatever blank is, that's the inside term for this program. And I just always wondered what you would call this from an insider's perspective. I particularly don't like the word gang stalking. I don't see how the word gang stalking really relates to this type of harassment, but it's the term. Anyway, that's all I want to know is I know that there are a lot of people out there who are targeted and who do not post the videos. They don't reply. They don't get involved. Kind of like this former police officer who was targeted. He says, I just sit back and I keep my mouth shut. I don't say anything. I've got a pension. I don't want to ruin that. I don't want to do this. I don't want to get in trouble, blah, 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 blah. But there's got to be somebody out there that knows the name for this. What do they call it? That's what I want to know. What do they call it from an insider's perspective? They profile you and they go, hey, let's get ready to get this guy, get this girl, and let's get them in this blank program, the gang stalking program, the targeting program, the sheer fuckery program. What is the name of this program from an insider's perspective? And I would encourage everybody to watch Ella Free, her latest video with this former police officer who's now being targeted. He's being targeted because he knew about the program, and he didn't think it was cool, to do this to other people. And so basically he said, I didn't go along, and then they turned on me. And we need more stories like that. It's really hard explaining this to other people. And I've just got to the point where if you're not a targeted individual, I'm not going to say anything about it anymore. I'm just not going to say anything to anybody, because no matter what you say, no matter how you say it, it just does not come across as something that is feasible. People are like, how can they get hundreds of people to follow you around? It's like, I really don't know. A year ago, I was arguing with people on Facebook. I was saying, this is not a government program. It's not this. It's not that. Now I am convinced that this is government involvement, because not what I just learned from that police officer, but he said that after 9/11 happened, the Patriot Act happened, and that's when we started seeing this in the police force. And so if it happened in the police force and everything else in local government, federal and state, there's got to be a name for it. But, as far as trying to tell other people about it, I'm just like, I'm through with it. People they can't wrap their head around it. It's like, if you don't have firsthand experience of something like a breakup, pain, losing a job, getting a job promotion, finding the right person, these types of things, you can have discussions with people, and people go, yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, I can feel you. I know what you're saying. But when you're talking about, this bizarre thing, people are just like, they cannot wrap their head around it. I mean, I still get comments on my videos like, dude, you people are crazy. You need to take medicine, blah, 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 blah. You know, I wish I really was crazy. I wish I could just, find a diagnosis and go, hey, I got that. And then live the rest of my life taking medicine and going, this is not real. It's simply not real. But that's just not the case. I mean, it is simply not the case. This is something that is just, it's odd, it's bizarre, and it's global. It's just not here in my town. It's everywhere. And the thing about it is that the way that it's carried out from town to city to state to the United States to Canada to the UK, India, New Zealand, Australia, Japan, China, it's just everywhere. And so there's some type of, world system. And what's really, really difficult about this for me is that before I got into this program, I didn't want to hear about conspiracies. I just didn't want to hear it because I'm like, I don't believe in that. We went to the moon. I know we went to the moon. But there's people saying we never went to the moon. I don't want to hear that noise. There's people saying that there's no outer space. NASA's telling everybody a lie. There's no such thing as satellites. The Earth is really a disk. It's a flat disk. The moon is not that far away. All these different things, the Kennedy assassination, 911, when people were going around spread that on the internet, I just said, that's internet crap. That's a bunch of BS. But I started, watching these videos about how those towers, not the trade towers, but the other building fell. And it was a timed demolition, and it was not even hit by a plane. So it's that Bush-Cheney thing that, I don't think Bush came up with it, but I think Cheney and his henchmen all came up with it. And they're like, we're going to do this so we can get government contracts to go to war, to build military equipment, blah, 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 blah. And then we're going to install this global system of where we can track people and harass people and do this to people until we get it down pat. And then those who are participating in the process of harassing others, we're just going to turn on them as well. And then we're going to control everybody through this. That's kind of a weird theory I got there, but hey, that's all I got to work with right now. Anyway, that's the end of this video. If you are some type of former insider, you know something about this, create a fake YouTube account. And then post this video, hey Doug, I know what this is. This is called blah, 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 blah. When I was in the military, this is what we called it. When I was in the FBI, when I was in the CIA, this is what we called it. When I was in law enforcement, this is what we called it. Just create a fake account. So that way, anybody who sees whatever you post, they're not going to be able to track you down. I certainly don't want to track you down. I'm just curious, what in the hell is the name of this program? Anyway, that's the end of this video. Please like, share, subscribe. And if you got an idea for a new program, a new segment, hey, tell me. I'm running out of ideas. Anyway, it's the end of this program. Good night.